Hey, Katie. I'm going to walk you through this starting on page 80 down at the bottom, importing data from an Excel worksheet. And I'm going to actually continue on over into the access. So if we got to import data, we want to make sure we have all of our databases closed. So it says to close the billing table and any other things. We're going to go to the external data, and then we're going to click on the external data tab, go to Excel, and we want to find the Excel button, and then on the next page, 81, it's going to take us to the invoices Excel file. So if I come down here, and you might have already done this, so forgive me. So there's the invoice. So we're going to import this into a table that already exists. So the instructions tell us append a copy of the records to the table. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to click OK. So append, and it gives us two choices. And so for this one, I believe this is going to be the billing table. So we choose OK. It's giving you a bit of a preview for what this is going to look like. And you can kind of scroll through there and just make sure things are lining up the way they should. And when I choose next, it says import to that table. I click finish, and I don't need to save my steps. I'll just choose close, and then when I go back to billing, I can see I've got all the information that's in there. Okay, so that's the first one. And the next one is going to be on page 82. So we're going to 83, I'm sorry. So once you look at that, we're going to create a table by importing an existing table or table structure. So this is what this is going to look like, but we're going to use access to bring that structure in. So up to this point, you've been manually creating these tables. So now what we want to do is let's just close this billing table for now. So we don't have any tables open. We have our billing and we have our visit. And if I go back to the instructions, we're going to use the import and link group. So import and link, we're going to click access, we're going to browse and go to Kelly. So step 4 says Kelly. So there's our external data. We want to import and link, not Excel this time, but access this time. We're going to browse for Kelly, double click that. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So when I teach this in class, I'll show you right where the people generally have trouble with this. So when they import table, queries, forms, reports into the current database, and they choose OK, this step, and you may or may not have already done this, but you need to click to make that thing blue at the top. The next thing you need to do is to click the options button, and we want to make sure that we only get the data definitions. So if you don't click that, it may not work properly. So once you choose that, let's see if this actually works. So when I choose OK, we don't need to save any of those import steps. When I close that box, then you can see that now I have billing, owner, and visit over there. Okay, so I've done those steps. I've done that step. Definition only. On the navigation pane, click the owner table. Doesn't have anything left in it. Okay, it's just the definition. So if I come up here and I go to design view, I can see how this got created. So you didn't have to type any of these things. You basically borrowed it from somebody else's database, which is pretty cool. So let's go to that next little step here. Okay, so I'm on page 86. So we're going to import an existing table. So we're going to create an animal table by importing the structure and data of another table. So this time, the structure and the data. So we want to go back to the Access database, go to External, go to Access again, and this time we're going to click on the Browse and go to the All Animals database. So if we browse, and there's our All Animals Access database, import tables, queries, forms, reports. Okay, so that's the one. Choose OK, brings up that same pane, and now we want to choose options and make sure the definition and data button is selected. So go to options, definition and data. Okay, let's go back here, just make sure there's nothing else we need to do. Okay, step 6 says choose OK. Okay. Step 7 says open the navigation pane, double click on animal. Whoa, where did animal go? There is no animal. So I don't get anything. So let's check this out. Okay, so guess what we forgot to do? We forgot to select the access database. So when we do all animals and we choose OK, I didn't make it blue. Definition and data, choose OK, close, and then there's the animal database with all the data in it. And if I go back and I look at the design view, now I can see that I've got the setup the way that we should. Cool. Okay, I'm going to save this because we've changed the structure now. Remember, when you type in data, it doesn't need to be saved, but when you change the structure, it does. So I'm going to send this back to you so you can actually see this, and then you can compare this to maybe what you're working on. So this takes you all the way up to page 87. Okay, so if you want to try to pick up on page 87 after you've kind of taken a look at this video, that'd be cool. All right, let me know how this goes.